Welcome to Telly Talk, where we talk about what is on the telly, and by that, we mean what's on our minds, because we're Telly, and I'm Tyler, but really, I'm Frankenstein.
Ooh, you're not Frankenstein. I'm Frankenstein. You're the monster.
Oh, fuck. My bad.
You're the monster who goes and kills half of my family and then kills himself
Okay.
at the end. Spoiler alert if you haven't read the book.
That's not what we're talking about today, is it? Because we're talking about Frankenweenie, the 2012 version, not the one that came out in the 80s. That's live action that I didn't know existed until today.
I think I watched the wrong movie.
What'd you watch?
Were we not watching the original Frankenstein movie?
No, we were not.
Well, shit. I'll be right back. You can talk, and I'm gonna quickly...
And we're back. How was the movie?
It was really sad, and then it was happy, and then it was a little spooky, and then it was happy. Oh, wait, no, sorry, it was sad, and then it was happy. It was a pretty good movie. It's now like 2 a.m. Happy Friday
the 13th. It's spooky day, so we did the spookiest movie ever made by the spookiest man made, Frankenweenie by Tim Burton. Did you know Tim Burton is like a person who's like alive and doing things? Because me and a lot of people I know thought Tim Burton was someone from like 100 years ago.
Oh, like Edgar Allan Poe?
Like,
honestly, same.
Like, I don't know, like I knew he like did animation, but I just thought it was like, I don't know what I thought. I thought he was dead, though. Like, I thought all of his movies came out before the 2000s, and then he just, like, fucking died, and, like, he was, like, Edgar Allan Poe, and he wrote these stories, and he had an animation style, but I didn't realize he was, like, making the movies. I thought it was, like, inspired by Tim Burton. I didn't realize it was, like, Tim Burton making the movies.
Nope.
And I figured this out, like, 3 years ago, and it was groundbreaking for me. Like, what do you mean Tim Burton's a dude currently live doing stuff? He's Edgar Allan Poe. What are you talking about?
He's literally a dead Victorian man. How did he make Willy Wonka?
He made Willy Wonka?
Yeah, I'm looking up.
Why does he look like that? He's 65 years old. He's like our parents' age. Why does he look like that?
He's 65.
Why does Tim Burton look like that?
He looks exactly how you would think he would.
You're right, but it's still like jarring that he's a real person. Why is he a real person? Why did he make so many movies? He's made so many movies. What the fuck? Oh, this is him when he's like 20, and he looks exactly how you'd think he would look when he was 20. He looks like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
This is so much to take in right now. I'm just gonna sit with that.
Tim Burton's like a bad man, though.
Oh, shit. Anyway, this movie was fun to watch older, because it came out when we were like 8 years old, you know? And it was really enjoyable to watch it at an older age, because I noticed more details than I would have when I was younger. Like, I liked that they did the little hairstyle in the poodle that was Frankenstein's bride. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cute. I really like these claymation, stop motion movies. They're my favorite style of movie. But who's the other guy? Henry Selick. He's like the good animation stop motion guy. Like, fuck Tim Burton. Tim Burton, boo. Henry Selick is the guy who makes good movies. He made I like Coraline.
What about Box Trolls? Who made Box Trolls?
I think him. Maybe. I don't know.
I like Coraline. If you like Coraline, you should come back to our channel and check us out on Halloween, because on Halloween we will be posting a podcast on the Coraline. Coraline. The famous Coraline. Okay. I have a question. As someone who has not read the book, and you have read Frankenstein, you know the weird kid in the Frankenweenie movie? Like, the one just, like, fucked up boy? Edgar? Is he in the Frankenstein book as a character?
No, so Edgar is supposed to be like an Igor, like an Igor. You know the movie Igor?
Maybe.
He's like one of those, which is like the Frankenstein's assistant, or like a mad scientist's assistant. I don't remember an Igor in the book. Let me look it up.
Igor, or sometimes Wygor, is a stock character assistant to many types of gothic villains who assists only himself. Was in the
Yeah, the Igor is not in the original Frankenstein story.
Oh, but he was in the Son of Frankenstein and the Ghost of Frankenstein. That's what movies that he...
Yeah, he's in the movies. And Igor is basically like a hunchback mad scientist assistant who's like stupid and like can't
and is like seems really selfish.
Pull a lever.
Like the description was like only assists himself. It's like selfish.
If you want to know more about Igor's, watch the movie Igor, because that one's
the kids movie.
It's about Igor who becomes a mad scientist himself, and it's
That's
really
cool.
I love that movie so much.
Right, his character was so freaky, silly, stupid, selfish. Like he was just like a dick. And I was curious if he was in the book, but he's not in the book. He's just in like the old Frankenstein movies.
I haven't read this book in like a year and a half.
You could be wrong.
I don't remember much from it. All I remember is that the ending is disappointing. Like, not gonna lie. So, the main character is Victor. And the family name is
So he's Victor Frankenstein.
The main character's name is Victor Frankenstein, who is the doctor in the original
and then Frankenweenie,
story,
Sparky, is Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, who he brings back to life.
I love noticing that, because I didn't question that as a kid. I was just like, yeah, his name's Victor, whatever. And then this time I was like, oh my god, Victor. That's the name.
I don't think that the monster actually looked like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's like a stereotype, right?
Forget.
It's not how it's like described in the books.
I forget how it's described. Here. His yellow skin scarcely covered the work of muscles and arteries beneath. His hair was black and flowing. His teeth were pearly whiteness.
To be fair, they very much made it clear, like, he had to stitch him back together after getting hit by a car and, like, connect the bolts for the electricity. So, like, it made sense. His character design made sense. What I think is crazy is the way that, like, all the other animals got really fucked up when there's no real scientific explanation for why that would happen and why when they get electrocuted again, they go back to normal. And I get it was, like, a kid's movie, and the point was, like, science can be good or bad, and if you have bad intentions, it'll go bad, but if you do it with love, it'll go good. But, like, it was not scientifically accurate, man. That doesn't make sense.
Well, it wasn't scientifically accurate because it's a kid's movie and no kid cares about that or is smart enough to figure that out.
You know what? You're right. Oh my god. I have a question about sea monkeys.
Yeah.
So sea monkeys are like a real thing you can get, right? Like the little packets and you put them in water and they're like alive. What are they?
I think they're like a microorganism.
Do they behave like silly, goofy, mischievous in real life as tiny little guys? Because in every media that's ever enlarged them, and by this I mean Phineas and Ferb and Frankenweenie, when they are enlarged, they're become very mischievous, silly, goofy little guys.
They're a type of a brine.
Do they behave like funky in real life?
I mean, they behave like microorganisms do. Like, if you see a bacteria under a microscope, they're just floating around and squishy.
You know what I mean? So they don't have like silly, evil intentions in real life. Like there's not these tiny brains. Shrimp that just like are assholes. Because you know how, like, dolphins are assholes? I wasn't sure if, like, they were tiny assholes.
They don't have brains.
Well, that's why I was asking the question. Because in Phineas and Ferb and Frankenweenie, when they become enlarged, they become silly assholes. And I was very curious about where this idea came from.
I think it's because they're monkeys, and monkeys are silly, goofy.
Okay, I can accept that.
Even though they're not. I have a thing about each of the monsters, each of the kids' pets. When they turned evil, I couldn't decipher all of them, but at least 3 of them I figured out. Each of the kids' pets that turned into evil creatures, they each represented a monster of some sort in another
Godzilla
movie.
was really obvious, right?
Yeah, the giant turtle was
I figured that out.
The sea monkeys were supposed to be like the gremlins from the Gremlin movie.
Vampire with the bat cat?
I think, I don't know exactly, but I guess it's like Dracula.
It's kind of like a weird animalistic vampire werewolf combo type thing. But it was really like furry and animal-like more than a vampire is. But it was also a bat. Well, yeah, but vampires aren't like stereotypically that animalistic. It was like a werewolf vampire combo.
Well,
you know?
The rat was supposed to be a werewolf.
Okay.
I have no idea. I think the hamster was just supposed to be a mummy.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was wrapped up.
That bit was so funny where it had like a really big like grave and it was named like Colossal or whatever, and then it's just this little guy.
Yeah, Colossus.
Why did like the turtle turtle get so fucking big? The movie almost made it seem like the tears were what, like, mattered, because every time Sparky came to life, it was, like, after he, like, shed a little tear over him. It was, like, the magical tears of Tangled or something. Disney movies, man.
Yeah. And then there was also a Jurassic Park reference where when the mayor ran into the porta potty and like locked they did a close up on the vacant to
that was funny. Yeah.
Lock. That was a Jurassic Park reference.
This is such I love Jurassic Park because all of the like the little message is like all of the kids were bringing the animals back to life for selfish reasons because they wanted to win the science fair. And then like as soon as Victor brought Sparky back to life, he was, like, loved, but all the other animals were just like, haha, you're alive now, and they're probably scared coming back to life, and that's why they were so mean. But Sparky was just immediately loved, so he wasn't scared.
Like, the other animals came out evil because the kids were tried too hard.
They didn't have good intentions. They had selfish intentions.
Yeah, and Victor was, like...
did it out of love.
Yeah, he did it with love. And then his second experiment with the fish, he didn't care enough or try hard enough, so that's why the fish, like, died and disappeared.
He did it out of fear instead of love. I felt like he was, like, blackmailed into it by the weird kid.
But when he was talking to, like, the science teacher, he was like, I was just, like, uncertain of what I was
he said
doing.
he just wanted it to be over.
And I didn't really care.
So, I thought he was scared because he said he just wanted it to be over.
Oh, I didn't put enough effort into it.
Cool.
So I guess he was full.
Yeah, I think it was both, for sure. The dad had such character development throughout the movie, because at the beginning, he was such a dick. Like, imagine not letting your kid do a science fair unless they agree to play baseball. Also, how did they just get him on the baseball team that same day? Like, there's a set baseball team, and they're just like, okay, Victor's on the team now. Like, what the fuck?
I thought it was like a practice, and that was just like his first. He was just practicing with them, but then like the entire class showed up, and I was like, "Was it a?" Is
like
it a
how
game?
Casual was this baseball team that you could just join for a game?
They were also like playing against themselves, so I don't understand.
We'll ignore it. But imagine how bad the dad must have felt like when he blackmailed his kid into playing baseball, and then his fucking dog dies. Like, bro, and then. They, like, did not support him through the dog's death at all, even though it was, like, his best friend. But then at the end, they learned to support him, and they were like, what do you need from us? And then he was like, adults aren't right all the time. You actually can bring him back to life. But the dad sucked. And the mom was weird because she spent, like, half the movie very dismissive of him, but also, like, was like, he's great the way he is, I love him, but also, like, wasn't paying that much attention to him. And then towards the end, she was just like, I like the science teacher because he likes the science teacher. And I don't know, the mom was confusing. The dad was a dick and then had a lot of character development.
At the beginning, the dad was like, I just don't want him to turn out weird. But literally every fucking kid in the movie is
Victor
weird.
is the most normal kid in that town. What the fuck is the girl with the who talks to her cat's shit and with the widest fucking eyes? What's going on with that cat?
Like, he's the most normal kid. He's like, I don't want him to turn out weird.
Bro has a promising career as a future scientist and filmmaker. And you're worried about him being weird because he doesn't, like, talk to his cat? I don't know. Like, what the fuck? There's no normal kids in that town. The girl was pretty normal. I felt bad for her. Her uncle was, like, a mega dick. He was, like, abusive.
Oh, yeah. At the end, when he was, like, caring about her, because she was...
And then he even, like, looked sad when Sparky died. I love that the dog's name was Sparky and, like, electricity. That was such a silly little thing. But he even looked sad when he was, like, dead at the end. And I was like, bro, now you have feelings?
Yeah. I think he was, like, projecting... feelings towards things he didn't care about just for the audience to like him more, so they would keep him as mayor.
Probably. They were crazy towards that science teacher. Do you think he became their teacher again at the end of the year?
Because
he was cool and, like, said a lot of really nice things, and they were just being like...
Ew, yeah, he was a great guy.
What country is he from?
Probably somewhere in Eastern Europe.
They were being Russia-phobic.
Russia-phobic. The city is New Holland, which is interesting because New Holland is Holland is like a region in the Netherlands.
There's a town in Michigan named Holland.
The story takes place in the original Frankenstein story takes place in like mostly Germany and Switzerland, but also they travel to England and France and Scotland.
And then they
really travel.
They just set this in like a random suburban town. I was looking up online, and some articles were like, this takes place in the 50s, and some articles were like, this takes place in the 60s, based off of like the random artifacts that there are. And then they were like, but some of things like the clothes in the school were more modern. But then I noticed in the background of a single scene in the town, there was a movie theater that was opening with Bambi. And I looked up when Bambi came out, because it's Disney, they can use their own movies. And it came out in 1942. So I am deciding that this movie takes place in 1942.
There's also like a weird sponsorship with Miracle-Gro. Because when that one Asian kid grew his turtle, when they were showing how big the turtle got, they started the shot on this like bottle of Miracle-Gro, and you can tell that it said Miracle-Gro. It wasn't some made up fertilizer bottle. It was Miracle-Gro.
That's so funny. They had a sponsorship for Frankenweenie. I bet they had a sea monkey sponsorship, bro. All the kids must have wanted to buy sea monkeys after that. Do you think Phineas and Ferb had a sea monkey sponsorship? New headcanon.
I mean, there's not really a sea monkeys company.
But you can buy sea monkeys.
Well, yeah, but there's not just one single company called Sea Monkeys.
I'm looking it up. There's a brand called The Original Sea Monkey. Like, that's what it's called. That's their name. There is a Sea Monkeys brand, bro. Anyway. I liked when the science teacher was like, they hate scientists, but they love what they create. And that was so profound for a kid's movie.
Honestly, that's so
right?
true.
I was like, whoa. My friends were talking about that theory where this Victor grows up to be the Victor from The Corpse Bride, and then with the dog is Jack from that.
Yeah.
But then I pointed out that this movie either takes place in the 40s, 50s, or 60s of the 1900s, and The Corpse Bride takes place in the Victorian age in the 1800s. So then we came up with the theory that since he's an inventor, and obviously is a very good inventor because he brought his dog back to life at the age of 11, or however old he is in this movie. I decided that when he grew up, he invented a time machine and traveled back to the Victorian age. And that's how he's that Victor, because they do have, like, the same hair.
I feel like he's just a distant ancestor.
Probably. They just named him for his great-great-great-grandpa. Honestly, yeah, that's what people do with their kids. And then I was like, why is he named Jack if his name is Victor? And then we decided that he just really, really digged the Jack-o'-lantern King nickname so much that he just changed his first name. Like, he got super into the nickname. I fully believe he can invent a time machine if he can bring his dog back from the dead at the age of 11. So that's my new theory.
I like when the Asian guy and the big guy were working on their science project together, when they were doing the sea monkeys, and then they moved on to the soda jetpack. That was really funny.
That was so funny.
Together.
I liked when the cat combined with the bat and it just blew up everywhere. There's like a hole in the bed and then the cat transforms. That was also giving werewolf. That's why I said it was like a werewolf vampire combo. It was like bat, so vampire, but like the transformation and the fur.
Do you think the cat was actually psychic?
Yes, I actually want to talk about that because what the fuck is going on with that cat? Also, if you notice, when they told the stories about the things that happened with the cat, it alternated like bad, good, bad. And then the good thing was related to baseball, and then you find out Victor's going to be playing baseball. So I feel like your first time watching this as a kid, you're automatically going to like correlate that to think something good's gonna happen during the baseball game. And then he looks like he hits a home run and you're like, this is the good thing, because the first kid fell into a manhole and like, what the fuck is that about? Then the second kid pitches a perfect game, which is great, and then the third kid like gets a concussion, and then Victor's the fourth kid and it's like bad, good, bad, good. And you're like, oh my god, he hits a home run, that's so great. And then his fucking dog dies.
Yeah, I think
the cat's gotta be psychic, because there was nothing normal. The cat was a human turned into a cat from the future. How did the cat control its shit? I don't know. Something was weird with the cat.
No idea. No, maybe the cat was just like drawing with its poop.
When my cat finishes using the litter box, she leaves the litter box and then just, like, rubs her paw against all of the walls around the litter box, like, in the bedroom, just to, like, mark up the wall, like, really gently. And it's so stupid to watch, because she just, like, starts patting the walls.
The clock. All the arms of the clock hit 9.
And I was like, I texted you immediately,
and
like, what's the significance of that?
I looked up, because all the arms stopped at 9, and that's 3 9, so 999. I looked up the meaning of that, and it means completion and closure.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I guess it means, like, he completed
the process and got closure with his dead pet.
The process.
My theory was so much stupider. I went, Frankenstein rhymes with 9.
9.
Frankenstein. I see what they did there. I see what they did there. Because imagine, like, you're, like, trying to animate this movie, and you're like, oh, we gotta make the clock stop. What should we stop it at, boys? Hey, you know what would be funny? You know what rhymes with Frankenstein? The number 9. Hey, good one, Johnny. Let's put that in there.
Maybe that's why they did that. Maybe that's why they did that. Maybe I'm just reaching.
It's like when you're in English class, and it's like, the guy's wearing a red shirt, and your English teacher's like, what is the meaning of the color red? Why is the shirt red? And it's just the author just picked a color.
He's abusive. Like, no,
the red shirt represents the fact that he was a red flag walking into this woman's life. And it's the author's just like, bro, just like the color red.
I'm like, my favorite color is red, so I made his shirt red. Or it was like the first color I saw when I looked up from my computer.
And I was like, yeah, red works.
So I made his shirt red.
That's literally what's happening right now. Frankenstein 9, yeah, and you're like, 3 9s represents the closure and the end of a chapter.
999, the angel numbers, look them up, completion and
I thought you were going to say 3 9s.
Completed the process of resurrecting
and 9 times 3 is 27, and I thought you were going to tell me the meaning of the number 27, and I was like, what does 27 mean?
Wait.
Okay, look up what 27 means. You may be facing a period of spiritual growth, and that by bringing more balance into your life, you can find your path.
That's kind of
the story was about.
999 then, as well. I'm looking at the tarot card, like the 9th tarot card, which is the Hermit. Ooh. And it's kind of means healing and recovery that happens over time.
Oh, hey.
So it could mean...
That kind of is what the movie's about, too. The movie's about anything if you reach hard enough.
Someone wrote, Frankenweenie's message to the young is children shouldn't play with dead things.
That was not the message of the movie, bro. They literally end it by saying that adults were wrong and that they should bring him back to life. That was the ending message.
That's what someone wrote. That is so dumb. I wanted to say that this is probably one of the only black and white movies of the modern era.
Oh, I understand that.
To current.
Yeah.
When does another black and white movie come out? Anytime soon.
No, oh my god, you're so correct. Like, I remember the first time I watched this when I was a kid, it was very, like, off-putting to me that it was in black and white.
The most recent one would probably be Roma, which came out 2018, 2019, maybe.
There are such few black and white movies now.
There's, like, one movie a year that comes out in black and white. There was also a live-action movie on the screen when Victor took Sparky's body home. The parents were on the couch watching a live.
Oh my god, I was gonna talk about that, but I forgot.
It's
my favorite thing ever when animated movies have a random bit where they show a live action movie inside of them. It brings me so much joy. Like, didn't the Ninja Turtles do it? I love it. I fucking love it. I know a lot of people who don't like it at all. Like, I know people who hate it, but I am obsessed with it. It's my favorite bit to ever exist in movies.
Oh, I like it. It's funny.
Who was your favorite character?
My favorite character was Elsa, because I definitely had a crush on her.
Which one's that? The neighbor girl?
Yeah, the goth girl with the pigtails and the poodle.
Oh my god, I like her a lot. I loved the romance between Sparky and the poodle, and the fact that they did the little kids at the end. I don't know, it was just so cute how they really made her Frankenstein's bride. My favorite character was Sparky, because he's such a good boy. He's such a sweet doggo. Sparky.
I really keep picking out movies with
you keep doing that. You've done that a million times now. What's going on with you?
I think it's just, like, inside me. My dog died, so
you keep seeking it out. And you're trying to, like, fix it by watching ones where the dog comes back to life. What would you rate this movie out of 5 stars?
I'll give it like a 4.5.
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a good movie.
Because it's a good movie. I would rate it lower, but I'm not going to because I know it's a kid's movie and it's a good kid's movie.
Like, it's not like I'm dying to watch it again, but it is a kid's movie, and the animation's good, the script's good, I like all the little random themes in it. Like, assigning random monsters to all of the animals was fun. There's just a lot of fun stuff going on. It's a good movie.
Thank you, everyone, for coming across the Telly Talk flight today. I hope you guys had a good ride. Hope you listened to everything. Hope you had your little peanut
snack. I love a good peanut snack.
Snack along the way. You guys should definitely fly with us again at some point next week, next Friday. Or, you know what, time travel back in time and ride on our previous flights. We have at least 15 episodes that you can listen to. And a lot of them are enjoyable. Most of them
Not all of them?
Don't watch episode 13, though.
It's Friday the 13th. Don't watch episode 13. That'll be double bad luck.
You should definitely watch all our other videos, though. And follow us on TikTok.
Bye.
We are now posting TikToks again. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye.